All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We are back again with another live stream. Whew. It's been a long week. It's been a long week, ladies and gentlemen. It truly has been a long week. I know it's been a long week for each and every one of you guys, but we're almost there. The weekend is upon us once again. The Premier League fixtures are upon us once again. And we have a match. We have a match coming up against Brighton, as you all know. I need Chelsea to start getting serious, man. Honestly, as you can see the title, as you can see the emoticon, whatever you want to call it. Please, Chelsea, I beg. I need you to start getting serious. Honestly, I'm beyond now manager in, manager out. That's not what I'm about. Like, I could care less. Seriously, I just need whoever's in charge, and at this moment it's Pochettino. I need this brother to start getting serious, man. I need our board to start getting serious. I need our owners to start getting serious. I need our players. It's ridiculous, man. I mean, this roller coaster up and down yo-yo style of, the form that we have, one good game, a couple of bad games, and then maybe a draw that excites us. Oh man, I'm definitely not going to fall for it. I know I fell for it last time again after the Manchester City game, but I need to see consistency. I really do need to see consistency, ladies and gentlemen. When you deep it, I think I just saw the table. We've got 16 points after 13 games. 16 points after 13 games. And that's off the back of the shambolic season we had last season as well. Our goalkeeper, a lot of us don't have confidence in. Our defense is leaking so many goals. So many goals. From the start of this season, our defense has been leaking so many goals. We've seen it in matches. It looks very shaky at times. Set piece defending, crosses into the box. Yeah, it's just not rock solid. Yeah. Our midfield, even though we have the midfield of Enzo, Caicedo, Gallagher, Romeo Lavia potentially coming back soon. Our midfield, it's not like we've been dominating. Not that many matches that we've really dominated from midfield. Honestly, not that many matches, if any. So it's not like our midfield has been operating that well as well. Our attackers, very, very erratic. They miss a lot of chances. Yeah, recently they've scored goals, no problems, but overall they miss a lot of chance. They're not decisive enough. Our manager, sometimes not the greatest lineups, as we saw earlier in the season. Sometimes the in-game management is poor. The discipline of the entire squad, including the manager, apparently we ranked number 1 in terms of yellow cards collected. Our manager, who's meant to be guiding the young players, who's meant to be a father figure, has collected so many yellow cards, which has led to him being suspended as well. So it's not like you can have the manager as the role model, because the manager himself has been, culpable. I need Chelsea Football Club to start getting serious. Please start getting serious. Look at this. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Miracle Survivor. Big up to you. Shout out to each and every one of you guys that has joined in. Please smash the like button, guys. As soon as you've come through, absolutely annihilate the like button. Big up to Aki. Big up to Shubra, my brother. Joey, Ins, IO YouTuber, In Life No Limits. I saw many other people as well, many of the usuals. Valandega, Marcus, Blues Empire, Dexter, Surfs. Big up to each and every one of you guys. Now, Tamal, big up to you. 8 wins in 36 games. Chelsea, please, I beg you. This is not even funny anymore. It's okay, last season. Asterisks, right? We can put it down as asterisks. But it's not funny anymore, man. It's getting boring now. It's not even boring. It's saddening. It's disheartening. Chelsea Football Club should not be in this mid-table conundrum for over a year now. Over 1 year. Since Thomas Tuchel has been sacked. It's crazy, man. It is crazy. And it's not like there's one particular area that we are suffering. We are suffering everywhere. Everywhere. Goalkeeping, defense, midfield, attackers, manager, board with all of these kids that we keep buying on a regular basis. Owners who seem to, I don't know what their ambition is or what their plan is. Everything needs to start getting serious. As I said, I'm not here for manager in, manager out, board in, board out, owners in, owners out, sell this player, sell that player. We're getting into a situation where this is how crazy our club has become. This is how crazy we've become, in the sense that we're getting into a situation where we've bought a player last window and we're looking to get rid of them in the next window. Like that. That's what's become of us now. We've got to change, man. We've got to. Every time all of us come here and we say it's got to start from this game. It's got to start. Like, I can't stress it enough. It has to start from this Brighton game, man. It just has to. Got to pick up a victory against Brighton. Got to be able to beat Man United. I don't know how we will, because this Man United team actually, do you know what? They look all right, They actually look all right. The way they played against Galatasaray away from home in that environment, I think we would have collapsed. It'll be interesting to see how Man United does this weekend. We'll worry about them next up, but we need to win convincingly against Brighton. We really do. It's not going to be easy. I don't think so. Brighton, they're top of Europa League table. Their group, off the back of them losing their first game and being 2-0 down against Marseille. Actually, no, they're not top. Marseille's top. Marseille ended up winning. Aubameyang scored a hat-trick, right? But still, Brighton are into the next round of Europa. In life, no limits. Now, that's a solid point, Miz. They say the easiest things to fix is your defense. So why are we more open than a brothel during Black Friday sales? Wow. Yeah. Where's the resolute defensive display? Yeah, you remember when Thomas Tuchel first took over Chelsea Football Club, he said, I want to make Chelsea difficult to play against, difficult to beat. He came in and he solidified that defense. Do you know what I mean? Check this out. Haj just shared something. Let us share that. This is what Hudge has shared. Let's have a look, ladies and gentlemen. NS Sports TV, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Call me delusional, but I still think we can make Europe. It's not delusional. I mean, it's you're hopeful. You're hopeful. Ibrahim, I remember Miz wanted Onana, like brother, like out of nowhere, RKO. This I love how social media works, man. I really do. We're not even talking about Onana, but this brother is more concerned about that. We're talking about bigger things in life, and this brother has come in and wants to talk about. I remember when Miz wanted Onana, brother. There's a lot of players I wanted that are not doing well. It's not news. And if you want to be accurate, I wanted Mike Mannion first. I wanted him first. That was my first choice. And when Mike Mannion, we found out that he's not going to be available in the market because AC Milan has priced him out. Yeah, sure, I wanted Onana. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Onana looked really good at Inter Milan. I knew he's a chaotic goalkeeper. I knew that. But what we are seeing right now, I'm telling you right now, he's never gone through this. In Ajax, he's had his moments, no doubts about that. I said he's crazy. But what we are seeing now in Man United is not what I've ever seen. This many in such a small time. But we're not even talking about this. Not an Onana show. But Ibrahim has come out of nowhere, saw me just being a bit groggy, and he's Randy Orton. He's just giving me the RKO out of nowhere. Just landed the RKO. Kudos to you, bro. Kudos to you. Hope that made you feel good, Ibrahim. Hope you felt really good after that one. Okay, check this out from Hudge. What is Hudge saying? What genuinely needs to change? Because what on earth? Road to 40 points yet again. 2024 can't come any sooner. 36 games played, 36 points. Chelsea's 2023 Premier League form has alarm bells ringing. Points per Premier League game. Manchester City, 2.34. Wow. Chelsea, 17th. Oof. Oof. Points per game, 1. Wow. This is what we do now, huh? This is what we do. This is what we do. Quite incredible. Quite incredible indeed. What do we do, man? What do we do? Miracle Survivor, do we have a technical director since Vivell vacated the position? I personally think we should get Maldini since we hired our chief of revenue who worked with the AC Milan. Do you know what? That's actually a good shout. I don't mind Maldini, you know. He would get the right people. He would get the right people in. He'd get the right players. Because right now, the way we are operating is how you operate Brighton, is how you operate Monaco. Because those are the two brothers that have been placed to run our project. No wonder we're running like them. French Kiz. What you said now is true. Thomas made Chelsea a very hard team to beat. Imagine beating Manchester City in Champions League. That one goal, no way. Yeah, I mean, that particular season, we beat Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea beat Manchester City 3 in a row. 3 in a row. And we were difficult to beat. We were resolute. One thing we did was we stayed very resolute. And I remember when Thomas Tuchel took over, we were like 9th or 8th or something ridiculous. We were in tatters as well back then. He took us, then he drove us to top 4. Okay, bit fortuitous, of course, bit fortuitous. The way we got into top 4 right at the end, you know. We lost to Aston Villa and I think Spurs won. which then allowed us to be in top four, something like that, I think. Yeah, as I recall. But still, he got us out of a very, very sticky position. Right now, no manager seems to be getting us out of this sticky position. It seems to be so difficult. Seems to be so difficult. 13 matches played. Okay, we've had some injuries, no doubts about that. But you'd think that we would lock down a particular area, especially in defense, make us difficult to beat at least. But then again, it's going to be difficult to work on the defense when you keep chopping and changing, when you keep bringing in so many different combinations all the time. And then you're linked with another defender, Mark Geehee. We're linked with Mark Geehee as well. It's probably going to happen, you know. Mark Geehee is probably going to happen. It's crazy. Maldini rebuilt Milan and got us back into UCL football, and we won the league. There you go. There you go. I don't mind Maldini at all. I think he would be sensational. But is Maldini going to be someone able to work with our owners, collaborate with our owners? Our owners seems to want... It's crazy, you know. Like, I get the vibe that our owners only want people that can say yes to them. I mean, surely they didn't become successful by having yes people. Like, I just find that I find that difficult to believe, you know. I really do find that difficult to believe. Would our owners only hire people that say yes to them? What's that going to achieve? What's a yes man, having a yes man actually going to achieve? In this day and age, in order for someone to be successful, and our owners are very successful business people, how does it make sense that they want to have yes people around them? That's not the way to get successful. Yeah. I don't know, you know. I don't know. Shubra, only 1 point against Forest, Bournemouth, Brentford. Then Brentford didn't happen because of inexperience. One happened because of Poch's mismanagement. We didn't sustain our attack enough. Poch needs to improve ASAP. Yeah, I agree, man. A lot of people, whenever you say Poch needs to improve ASAP, they tend to think you're talking about him getting sacked. I don't get it. I don't understand why, when you demand your manager to get better, why does that translate to you wanting the manager gone? What are we meant to say as a fan base? Why do I have to be a manager out? It's been 13 games, but it's not been good overall. There's been glimpses of good. So why is it if we say that the manager needs to improve or the player needs to improve or so on and so forth, why does it necessarily have to mean that, oh, you want this manager gone? Like, I see so many people on social media, as soon as you say something about the manager, that the manager has to do better, oh, your manager out. So ridiculous, so ridiculous. London is forever blue. Miz, the problem no one is speaking is we didn't go after players who have Champions League experience. Isn't that a basic criteria? How did the board expect us to get UCL with such inexperience? Yeah. I agree. I mean, to a certain extent, how can you achieve big things? I think, which manager was it? Was it Jose or was it Pep? One of these managers said, you can't win big things with kids. Which manager said that? I'm pretty sure someone said that. In this sense, we're not even talking about winning. We're just simply talking about getting into European stages. You look at Newcastle, for instance. They got taken over by the new owners. They escaped relegation and ended up finishing in the top half of the table. And then last season, they made it into Champions League. Yeah, Mourinho, yeah. And yeah, Newcastle got in some really, really good experienced players. Of course they did. But they also had a good manager in the likes of Eddie Howe, who made them buy in to his methodology, to his philosophy, to his idea. This is what I need. I need Poch to make this set of players believe and die for him. Yeah, we can sit here and keep complaining about the inexperience we have. Of course we do, but you can still get more. Honestly, do you guys feel in the live chat? Nearly 150 of you guys are live right now. Do you guys seriously feel that there's not much more we can get out of this squad of players? I have to disagree with that. I honestly do. I think we can get way more than what we're underachieving by a mile. The level of players we have, the talented players we have, we shouldn't be on 16 points after 13 games. Like, are we seriously going to sit here and say, because of the inexperience, we're on 16 points after 13 games? That would be such an injustice to the current squad. That would be so disingenuous. I'm not saying the current squad needs to go out there and win it. I think all of us, after the transfer window, once the season started, after the preseason, I think a lot of us, especially once we landed Caicedo, a lot of us said we need to bare minimum come third. Didn't a lot of us say this? Okay, then the season started, and now, we're in a very sticky situation. We're in a bit of a predicament. But even then, we should be sixth, or we should be seventh. We shouldn't be 10th. 16 points out of 13 games. No. We shouldn't be that bad, man. I don't know if I can blame everything on inexperience. I can't blame everything on inexperience. Sure, bro. No, I don't feel this. Our squad is far better than Forest, Bournemouth, Brentford. Why only 1 point out of 9? Yeah. Why only 1 point out of 9? Marcus, do we just blame Mudryk for this? No, but he also isn't helping. Where did Mudryk conversation just come out of nowhere? Rabba is saying, Poch out because Chelsea needs to take over through one of their own like JT. We can't and won't get anywhere with this bowling squad. Look, I don't advocate for legends of the club to come in and manage us. Like, let JT be JT. There's no need for JT to come in and take over us. Like, I don't need that. I'm happy for JT to play some role in the backroom stuff, no problems. But I need a manager that's gonna come in and galvanize this group of players, man. Actually, look, I don't need any manager. I just need Poch to do his job. Pochettino, please. And the players as well. It's not just Poch. Poch can do as much as he's doing, I guess. Players need to buy into it. I need some of our players to just, come on, lads. Have some dignity about you now. Have some dignity about you. I need to see more performances like the Man City one. That's the only one that I can think of this season where we played really well. Maybe the Liverpool one earlier on in the season. I think a lot of you guys said Arsenal up until Arsenal, scored the 2 goals. It's been a handful of games. I need us to be consistent. Very, very consistent. Consistency. Consistency comes with immense hard work, comes with belief, comes with a lot of focus. Cut out the crap. Cut out all sort of nonsense that's happening around you. Cut out all of this just for a second. Cut out the going out and the clubbing and this and that and whatnot and the girls and going to a different country, enjoying with your ex teams and whatnot. Cut all of this out for just a moment. I'm not saying cut it out from your life completely forever. No, just a moment. Knuckle down. I want to share a story with you guys. I love sharing stories, right? Because as I've always said, I love sharing real life experience to give you guys an example of how to link that with football. Because sometimes I think we don't realize that football, it's a real thing. We just think that it's a game and why isn't it clicking? Why isn't it moving? I want to give you guys a real life example. I was in year 3. I still remember this very, very vividly, very fondly. I was in year 3 and I was in Abu Dhabi. And, my dad, he worked non-stop. He was working full time. Couldn't give that much time to me. And I don't blame him. Like he had to do his thing. He had to work and he had to earn money to look after my mom and me. And we were living in an extended family. So my dad, his older brother, and 2 younger brothers. His older brother, my uncle, he was married as well. They had 3 kids, and myself. So we had 4 kids in the family. They're my cousins. And then I had 2 more uncles. One of them was married. One of them was single. So it was a big house. Big house, lots of people, kids, chaotic. I remember, this one time, my mom took the challenge to really get me studying, right? Like I was always a good student, but she wanted to show the entire family how good I can be, right? So I guess that's something that made my mom proud, right? That's just something she took the challenge. She took the project. She took the project on herself, and she worked hard. Absolutely worked hard on me for at least 6 months. Non-stop focus. Studied my backside off. Year 3, mind you, year 3. Didn't get to watch too much TV, didn't get to play too much. Had the odd moments here and there, of course. Studied hard, studied so hard. Worked hard at school, came home, took a bit of rest, had food, then studied again. And I did that for a good 6 months. And the result of that was I ended up smashing everything. I was top of the class at the end of it. At the end of the year, I topped everything. And I remember my mom was so proud. And she was just so happy in the whole household, showing that, look, my son, look what he's achieved at such a young age, and he's killing it at school. And it made her heaps proud. The reason why I'm sharing this is I would not have been able to do such a thing if I didn't have the guidance from my mom, if I didn't have a mentor like my mom. And I'm connecting that with the manager situation. I fully listened to everything she said. I fully understood what she was saying to me at that age, why I need to do what I need to do. I bought into it and I focused. And I had my blinkers on and I worked hard. 6 months. 6 months. So this is just a basic example in life. This is just a basic example in life. And I don't get why our players don't all come together and have this mentality. I just get the feeling a lot of our players probably think about Chelsea Football Club as it's just another club. It's just another club. You know, they'll move on to, like, their career is long. They'll move on to a different club and it'll all move on. Same with Pochettino. I need these people to really, really believe. There are other clubs that their players seem to believe in their football club a lot. I need our club. It just feels like all too carefree at the moment under this new ownership right now. All too carefree. Something, somewhere, someone, they're not buying into the whole project. They're not buying into all of this. I'm not even sure whether Poch is actually buying into what the board is doing. I'm not even sure whether the board is buying into what the owners are doing. I'm not sure if the players are really buying into what our entire club is doing. I'm not sure. The only way we can get surety, the only way we can understand that something maybe is changing, is we need to start seeing wins. We need to start seeing wins. And the longer we have to keep waiting for wins, the lesser people will start believing. And then before you know it, the belief will disappear. As Thomas Tuchel said once he got sacked by us in that podcast that he did in India, he said, yeah, in short period of time, you can have a bit of adversity. But if you have that adversity for a long period of time, people will not believe in the process will not be believed. People will walk away from that process. Andy, Chelsea got back into the game with Newcastle, then lost focus. The task is to get the team to play well for the whole game. Not just the whole game, but consistently over months. Not just a week or a couple of weeks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months, 11 months, year, 2 years. Consistency. Ask yourself, each and every one of you guys, what brings consistency to your life? There must be certain things that you guys do in life on a consistent basis. Why do you do it? Consistency. It's very difficult, you know. Consistency is so hard. You got to be able to do the job even when there are days where you don't want to do the job. You got to be able to get up and do the job. The way we capitulated against Newcastle, it felt like that was the day when our players just couldn't be bothered. But that's not just one of the games. We've had matches this year where we've not looked good. Couldn't be bothered. I think there's confusion among each members of the club on what's the plan or process actually, because all of them seem new and inexperienced. We also changed the medical staff, nutrition and all. Yeah, there's been a lot of changes. I'm not going to lie, of course. And so many changes doesn't help. When you have that many changes, of course it doesn't help. Mr. Fenny, if Poch doesn't work out, I'm a Poch advocate like Ma. I pray that Allah convinces the Bayern board to sack Tuchel and we rehire him, but that will only happen in my wet dreams. Nah, mate. Look, Thomas Tuchel ain't coming back to Chelsea. I don't think our owners will ever take Chelsea. In Life No Limits, love the story, Miz. For some of our players, sometimes it feels like vibes to me. They're just coasting along, knowing that the penalty for failure isn't really anything. Yeah, so well put. So well put. There is no consequence. Yes, this is right. In Life No Limits, you got an absolute good point. There is no consequence. There has to be a consequence, right? There has to be accountability. It all seems to all just move on and click on. We're not talking about be harsh on a particular player or a particular, whoever. Be harsh on the manager or be harsh on the board because of one or two incidents. No, when you got 3, 4, 5 different types of incidents repeatedly happening, there needs to be consequences. There needs to be consequences. Do you know what I mean? Like, when Nicholas Jackson, for example, and I back Nicholas Jackson, right? I really do. I like him, but I think there is a lot of immaturity about him. But when Nicholas Jackson consistently doesn't perform well, all right, well, let's give I don't know, Amanda Broya a chance now. Or when a certain winger, for instance, doesn't do well, all right, let's give someone else a chance now. Not saying keep chopping and changing, keep chopping. No. Give them good, like handful of games. And if they have the odd one game bad here and there, no problem. Still carry on. But if they keep dropping 3, 4, 5 poor performances, well. But the same thing goes for the manager as well. But a manager, you're not going to do that on a weekly basis. You're going to wait till the end of the season, probably, or maybe midway through the season. But someone needs to be accountable, and so does the board. The board needs to be accountable as well. Like, what level of players are you getting? What kind of players are you getting for Chelsea Football Club? Everyone needs to be accountable, man. When you're on 8-year deals, of course, there is no consequence. What did people expect? This is why the business approach of amortization can compromise your mentality at times on the pitch. They are comfy. Yeah, that's probably a good point, That's probably a good point. When your life is secured for 8 years, for instance, some of the players have a 9-year deal. When your life is secured for 8 years, it's quite insane. You're fine. Like, club can't get rid of you like forcefully unless they can find a better deal for you, unless you can find a better deal in terms of wages. Ultimately, look, anything can happen. Like, you can break contracts. Of course you can. You can come into a mutual agreement to break contracts, but try breaking an 8-year contract. The amount of wages you're going to have to, give to the players. You have to find another suitor that's going to be able to pay your player more. So, yeah. Anthony, this project might work. I don't want to say it. It will not. But why do you think these owners had this project idea in the first place? The project might work. I don't want to say it. Look, the project might work, yeah. But I think my personal opinion on where the owners went wrong, and obviously hindsight, right? At the time when they were buying all the players, we're all excited. Like any fans, we're all always going to be excited with a new shiny toy. But when you actually sit down, maybe the squad gathering, the squad building was probably very imbalanced. You needed some more experienced players in between the young players. In fact, you probably needed a lot more experienced players in between the young players. You probably didn't need to get rid of everyone as soon as you came in. Not just the players, I'm talking about the backroom staff as well. And you needed to hold on to, like, a Chelsea Football Club needs an elite level manager, a manager that is a serial winner, a manager that knows how to win stuff in the highest stages. You need to hire that type of a person, and you need to then have a working relationship with that person. You need to, as owners, you need to just move away as much as you can and hire people who can run the football club. And you have to understand, you got to hire people who have run football clubs of the level of Chelsea. You don't hire people from Brighton or Monaco to run Chelsea, because those clubs are run in a different way. Do you know what I mean? Like, for instance, you guys were saying in the live chat, Maldini. Yeah, you hire someone like Maldini. He was the sporting director over there, or technical director, whatever the case is, at AC Milan. That's a top institution. You know, you hire that type of people. Well, let's see what our board can do. As I said, we need to start getting serious. We have to start getting serious, man. Like, enough's enough. Like, come on. How many more losses? It's becoming a joke. Like, no one takes us seriously anymore, you know? No one takes us seriously. No one. No fan base. No Premier League clubs. No even European clubs. No one takes us seriously. Because we're not serious ourselves. So we need to start getting serious. We have to. I'm not saying just chop and change everything right now. Keep everyone. Keep Poch. Keep the players. Keep everyone. I don't mind. I don't care. But get these people to start working hard. Start taking life seriously. Really start taking life seriously. Because I just get the feeling people are not. There are certain people in our football clubs just not taking life seriously, man. I feel Poch, the players lack the ability to get the players to play at their absolute best, psychologically and physically. Getting someone who these players idolize, Zidane, Maldini, or Oliver Kahn. Please watch the film Moneyball based on data. Yeah, I've seen Brad Pitt. It was a very good movie. But yeah, you're right. It's the same concept, isn't it? Our owners own a baseball team. It will explain everything about their approach and mentality. Good education for the fans about US sport. And this now leads me to the conversation of data. Like, ever since these owners have come in, it's all been about data-driven decisions. Data-driven decisions. DDD, triple D. Triple D. Not double D, double D. Double D. Double D is good. Triple D. Data-driven decision. Everything's about data. Everything's about data. You know, what's the data on this player's, defensive attributes? How many duels, this, that, everything data. How many attackers? How many, opportunities did they get? Miss this, that, the other. How many opportunities did we create? What's the XG? Now watch the game, man. Talk to the players. Get to know their personality. Get to know their character. Can't just be everything on data. Just can't be everything on data. It's not that simple. It's just not that simple. Jack, players are human beings for F's sake. You can't just get a group of fresh young players at a new club and expect them to gel and start playing for each other when they barely know one another. It takes time. Of course, takes time. I get it. See, this is where the disparity happens. Like, Jack, for a second, no one's telling Chelsea Football Club to be the Premier League champions. We need to understand. But where we are right now, 16 points out of 13, mind you, the preseason as well. Like, this bunch of players have been around for a while together. It's not like everyone is new. Reece James is not new. Thiago Silva is not new. Ben Chilwell, I know, injured, but he's not new. So many players are not new. Certain players have been around for a while now at Chelsea Football. Enzo Fernandez, almost 12 months at Chelsea Football Club. Gallagher's been around at Chelsea Football Club for a little while now. Like everyone, like, do you know what I mean? Like, Sterling has been in the Premier League for a while, so he understands. Not everyone is new. And okay, yeah, you put in that new discount, no problems. I'm not saying don't put that in. But 16 points out of 13 is still not acceptable. It's not acceptable. There has to be a limit, man. There has to be a limit. There are other people that are doing so well. You look at, as I said, Aston Villa with Unai Emery. How's that Aston Villa team that was in relegation zone? And how Unai Emery's turned that around. All right, now you're going to say, oh, those players stuck around. But those players were going to get relegated. Under Steven Gerrard, they were in relegation. And Unai Emery's come and turned that around in such a short time. Newcastle were close to relegation. Eddie Howe comes in, some really good... And Newcastle's probably a very good example, isn't it? They've bought a lot of players. Newcastle's bought a lot of players. Why aren't they taking so much time like us? Would you agree? Would you agree, Jack? What do you have to say about Newcastle, Jack? They bought a lot of players. Do you know what I mean? Felix, Miz, how many times are we going to be linked with youngsters? Can we be linked with some experienced players? I saw links with Ferguson. How dare they even approach Brighton and negotiate again? Flop. Yeah, look. Yeah, we need to stop all of this nonsense. Honestly, stop all this nonsense. Marcus, the owners need to learn. You cannot just buy success. Success comes from time and effort and having the right players that work well together. Yeah. Craig, Newcastle were a lot slower than Chelsea at buying players. They were smarter than us. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button. I would love to see the likes up to 100. Well, nearly 160 people. If we get the likes up to 100, that'd be fantastic. If you're here for the first time, make sure you subscribe. And I'll catch you guys all very, very soon. Very, very soon. Until next time, everyone. Take care. See ya.